Um,
Everywhere, all at once.
that was wonderful.
And behind you.
Welcome to the tower.
There are several car dealerships in Wisconsin that have my voice on the radio.
That's awesome.
Well, with a voice like that,
Wait,
I
really?
mean,
Yeah, dude, for sure. I got into voiceover in the middle of the pandemic, and mostly car dealerships were the ones who were like, radio ads, go. Like, I'll take your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the radio, bish.
God, we can't all be that famous, Meg.
On Twitch right now.
You should
Yeah.
say that to M.
Right.
Shut your face.
Yeah, we can't all be fucking TV stars.
I just stood there and looked pretty. Meg at least got to talk.
She
Yeah,
got you there,
I've
Meg.
got a face and voice for radio.
No.
Today you got a
Hey,
face for
hey,
Twitch.
only one of us has been on the news.
No,
That's
no,
not
just-
true.
Ah, fuck,
I was
shit.
on a pair of-
That's not true.
Not
but
true.
That was my one claim to fame, you assholes.
I'm
I
so
was-
sorry.
I
Couldn't
Been on
let
the
me
news
have-
twice. Ah.
I was
Oh,
on an episode of
oh yeah,
I was on an
oh yeah.
episode of Cops.
Well, only one of us has been in a newspaper while standing next to a reindeer while dressed as an elf in candy cane tights. Can
I'll
you
give you
top
that one.
that,
You've got me on the
motherfuckers?
tights.
Probably true.
You've got me with the tights.
He doesn't have me on the tights. I've been on the news as the Green Ranger.
That's true, yes.
God damn.
Anyone else been on an episode of Cops?
What?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
All right, this is a
There's-
rabbit hole for Friday. We need to put a pin in that.
Which lady topic? Okay, yeah, that's right. That's a talk show rabbit hole
Yeah.
here.
So, Kat, tell us about Cops.
Tell us about the time you were on Live PD.
When
Lord.
while I open my fucking roll 20 here, why don't we start with a recap?
Recap.
It would be so much better if it was visible.
I'm gonna. You know what? April's. She hasn't done it yet. She's gonna do that white stitch around it. We're gonna make it.
Oh,
work.
that's a good
That'd
idea.
be awesome.
Yeah. So, after surviving a public brawl in the streets of Rexentrum against a mysterious dragonborn monk that our Goliath defeated by unleashing the breath of the dragon for the first time, we were invited to tea by Grandmaster Kor, who revealed his connections to the parents of both our monk and our sorcerer. He then met up with the guards Grump and Thorn and departed the city, heading eastward toward Nogvarad, eventually camping for the night. Our Tabaxi spoke with her mother to learn that her tribe is moving in the direction of Hupperduke as well. Our fighter revealed to our rogue that she carries the soul of her dead lover in a ring of mind shielding, and our cleric was visited in a dream by a man who explained that something he buried long ago has been found again. Man attempted to erase the memory of the dream but failed, and the Genasi woke to discover a clandestine intruder within our camp.
And with that, we saw the Invisible Man leaving the tent of Cash, and as he did so, Cash quickly got up in the middle of Lazarus and Kaelin going to wake up Trouble and Prince, and all of you looked out confused as Sato quickly looked up as well, and in the middle of his meditation was able to catch that person and where they were, quickly throwing a knife and hitting them, making them pause long enough for Cash to catch up, grab them, and rip off the invisibility cloak that they seem to have been wearing, revealing a human-type figure with black, slick, blacked hair, slick, blacked, you know what I'm trying to say, hair!
They
like
have
it.
Y'all know what I'm trying to say, shut up. Anyway,
Look back, black hair.
thank you. Good God. That could not come out of my mouth, apparently. Anyway, that happened, and then he looked over and said, well, this complicates things. And that is where we pick up. Cash, you kind of have him like this, and then you in one hand, and you have on the other hand the cloak. And you're
Would you like
looking
to
at this man
complicate
in the
things?
face. I will say with all the descriptions you've been given, the stories you've been told, you recognize who this is. What do you do?
I punch him in the face.
Just across the jaw, you guys hear this impact. As the man... Interestingly, as this happened, there's enough light from the firelight. You see his skin kind of ripple a bit. There's a weird look. He turns. That all you got? And he's gonna deck you.
Oh dear.
No, that's a 12 to hit.
Yeah.
You-
That's not hit.
Duck down. Why don't we? We're not gonna roll initiative here. This is because it's just back and forth. You're up next. We're going for rolls. What are you doing? That first punch was a freebie.
Caitlin just got her
I
arms
mean-
folded watching all this.
Hell,
Can't
just-
hide. He's got a cloak of invisibility and still got hit with a knife. This guy clearly sucks at his job.
Yeah. I knew the laugh. Thank you.
Oh no, the COVID cough.
Oh no!
How you know
I'm
it was
gonna
a
have
good
that
one.
for another fucking month.
Yep.
You rat bastard. Fucking deck him again. Not 20.
Oh shit!
Where
Yes.
we left off.
Go ahead. Roll a d4 plus your strength.
Yep. How to find my D4? I don't use it often. That's 9.
Alright. Let's get some good music going here. He takes the other hit, and shoves off your hand as you hit him. Alright, let's see.
Disembodied hand comes in with a drink.
Right. 18 to hit.
Matches.
Which d4? Penguin. Oh, that went flying, but that works. You take 6 points of damage as he comes back square in the nose. Just pop. Come on, someone had to have taught you how to scrap. Let's go, kid. What do you got?
Forever. I'm
So
not
it's
fighting
6.
this one.
Yep, 6.
That's wrong button. Do.
All right, well, Kaylin, you want to head back to your
Oh.
tent? You guys got watch. Grump even
I
awake.
want to see how this-
At this
I want to
moment,
see how this plays out.
Grump kind of like crawls out from under the cage thing.
Wagon.
Words are
Wagon.
hard tonight, guys.
Prison wagon.
He crawls out from under there and just kind of looks out and sees all of you unconcerned about the brawl and just kind of sits there and sees what happens next.
Trouble. Who you putting money on?
Oh,
21 to
is
hit.
there
for
betting?
21 hits.
I'm good at that.
8 damage.
Got it.
Turns out I am.
Make an athletics check or an acrobatics check. Beat.
Cash.
You always bet on the
19.
one that wants it more.
Correct.
Uh, 17.
17 fail. He, you go in for another punch, and he kind of catches it and throws you over his shoulder, rolling and
Oh.
landing on top of you. As he pins you to the ground. No, we lost Meg.
Trouble. Now trouble. Come back. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Why are you making trouble for us?
I'm back.
It's all right.
Hi.
I mean, stay.
Um,
You're back in.
Dustin, it might be easier if I just share the screen for the roll 20 when we need it.
That'll work. That's fine. Cash.
You know, I'm gonna do that thing that you should never actually do in combat. I'm gonna headbutt him.
There you go.
His forehead to the nose.
So
Oh.
from the ground, you like grab his shirt, pull him down, and come up.
23.
That's-
23.
that was You cast inflict
As-
wounds through your party.
As you do that,
Dang.
no, I don't have that. All right. Boom! Instantly, blood just starts pouring from his nose. Ah,
Audience goes,
damn it.
"Ooh."
All right, and he goes down. Same thing. He has advantage because you are prone. Fuck. 18 to hit.
Matches again.
Another 5 points.
Oh, that's cute.
Comes back down. Just instead of your nose, he gets you right square in the forehead with his, and you guys just hear this.
Got this, Cash?
Ah, come on! I didn't think I didn't think you'd be able to handle me, but I at least thought you'd be able to do better than this.
You got him
And he
confused,
will
Cash. Keep going.
inspire himself with that.
Oh, he's one of them.
He's gonna start the last hit.
Somehow I thought Cash's rival would be wittier than this, but I guess not.
I mean, he headbutted him square in the head. He probably concussed himself.
Ah! That is a factor, isn't it?
What do you got, buddy?
Yeah, almost like.
Forehead is actually the hardest part of the head. Like when you hit, that's not the spot to hit.
Usually I would have had a beak, and that does a lot more piercing damage.
Yeah, like right for the eyes.
I don't understand why to
How the hell
headbutt when you
is
don't
it?
have anything sharp.
It's like it's
Uh,
a blunt object.
He's stubborn and hard-headed.
It's like a club with teeth.
So we're gonna go for another actual punch.
Okay.
Oh, mother, there you go.
This one coming from
Uh,
the side, right to the
20.
kidney.
4
That definitely hits.
with the second level inflict wounds. We're going
Oh
for it.
shit!
Okay.
There you go.
Give me 1 second here. Let me. No, he didn't see that coming. Fuck. That sucks. Go for it.
Cash is mad. And math is hard. 21.
Oh God. Yep.
That looked painful. That. Ooh.
And I'd like to try to flip him over and get off my back, please.
Okay. How much damage?
Oh, it's 21.
Oh, 21 damage. I thought you said 21 to hit.
No, 24 to hit.
Oh shit balls.
So you're rolling his unconscious body off of him with the
Okay. Make an athletics check. I'm not gonna give him advantage because that fucking hurt. Where's your
22.
21. Shit. You start to buck, and he's able to like kind of fight you off for a minute, but you go in for the punch and you release the spell into his side. He lets out a scream of pain right as you push over, and now you are on top of him. 27 to hit.
Yeah?
You
We
take
have the worst friends.
This show is getting interesting.
You take 7 points of damage as you come down to punch him, and he kind of like catches it and like gets it to the side, and he bites you.
Oh shit!
And then as a bonus action, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh dear.
You sure you got this? I'm going to bed.
I think I'm gonna put my coin on the stranger.
Well, yeah, I mean,
6.
Right as you like as he bites you, He throws up a bunch of dirt right in your face.
That's
Um,
that's dirty. You're fucking.
after this,
dirty.
he kind of shoves you off. You both stand up. He slugs, you slug, punch, kick, and more biting. He starts pulling your hair. You pull his. It is a knockdown, drag-out fight. We're gonna do one more, just straight roll of a d20. You're probably gonna win this.
Should we do something? Do we just let
You
them
can.
do this?
I got a 5.
Wait.
Um,
Curious.
No, we'll talk to whoever's conscious.
this
afterwards.
fight
Yeah.
goes on
Great.
for a good 2 minutes of just knockdown, drag out, slugging, and for those watching, at no point does the smile on the man's face fade.
Oh, that is creepy.
In fact, whoever wants to can make an insight check. Cash, you
I have a
can too
negative
as well.
for that. Let's do
This-
it.
That's a 9.
Okay, that's a no for Lazarus.
I got a dirty 1.
That's a
21.
24.
24. Kaylin, what'd you say? 21?
21.
Okay, Kaylin in
You
trouble.
balance me.
The two of you just looking at this going, you see not only a smile, he seems proud while looking at Cash, like proud of him with how well he's doing in this fight. Cash comes up with a knee to the gut, grabs the back of his shirt, pulls him down, and just grabs him by the throat and straight up Undertaker choke slams him to the ground. And you hear one final "Ah!"
Kaylin flicks a gold to Trouble.
Yeah.
Prince claps.
All right. That wasn't bad at all. Good to see you, Cash.
Not the same for you.
Well,
Who is this?
Is this a heartwarming reunion, or do we need to kill someone? I'm kind of getting mixed signals here. I have no clue.
you gonna let me stand up?
No, I wouldn't recommend that.
I'll think about that for a second.
Sit on his chest.
No, but he's gonna put a boot on his chest and lean down. Where is she?
Last I knew, she's in the Zadash.
Cash just glares out for a moment, just kind of trying to read him.
Go ahead and make an insight.
Nat 2026.
Oh shit!
Saving all those nat 20s.
God
for Saturday.
damn! All right, all
Well, I
right.
didn't use them last time, so I might as well use them this
Think he's
time.
got-
Right. Okay, so when you asked where she was, instantly you saw love, but also heartbreak. So it's pretty easy to tell that he does care. And you can tell that, I mean, he's not lying. To the best of his knowledge, that's where she is. But but you could also tell that there's, with a natural 20, you can tell there's something deeper that he's not saying. How pertinent it is, you're not sure, but tell you what.
Would somebody care to explain what is going on?
Yeah.
Not right now.
Tell you what, kid.
Is she alive?
Last I saw. You let me up, I'll give you 5 minutes.
That'll be a record for you.
As far as you know, yeah.
It's almost 3 times.
As you
longer
step
than-
off and he kind of steps up, you see he kind of like does this, but as he does, you watch all of the dirt and grime wipe away. You also see a shimmer. As he kind of fixes his hair, you see his physicality change. And you watch as standing in front of you now is a blue-skinned Air Genasi. Turns to the group. Hello, everyone. My name is John. John Goldcrest. Pleasure to meet you all.
I'm sure it is.
It probably would have been better if it wasn't in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you there. Things are complicated, especially these days. He walks over to one of the logs you have for seating next to the fire, sits down, and you hear a little pop as he kind of does a flourish with his hand and is holding a cup and takes a long drink and holds it out to Cash. All right. 5 minutes. What's your question?
Sit around the ring of fire.
What better place to sit?
Just don't fall in it.
Everybody take a
I don't
seat.
have any questions.
Yes, I also want to like keep an eye out because I'm gonna kind of just not start preparing the spell, but just be ready to cast Entangle should this bitch bolt.
Fair enough. He takes Cash. Do you take a drink?
No.
Takes another. All right. Last I saw, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, she's in the dash, working at a couple of different bars. So far as I could see, she's safe. She lives in a good apartment. Everything's fine. As for the obvious, I'm here because I was visiting. Something I've done more than once. You just don't remember.
Ask us.
I tried to let you remember once. Pretty much ended like this. But seem to be stronger than before. Maybe hanging with people like this would be good for you. Better than hanging around that damn church. And he pulls out a small, like, cigarette. Lights it. Why don't everybody go ahead and make history checks?
Yeah. So we know who he is. Who's she?
Prince leans into
Let's
trouble.
see.
Are you getting all the
Cash.
13.
You didn't need to. Trouble, what'd you get?
I got a nat 1 for a total of a 3.
That actually makes sense. Kaylin?
Ouch.
14.
Okay. Good. Prince?
19.
That actually makes perfect sense as well. Lazarus?
Oh wait, actually, I'm proficient. 22. Woohoo.
Oh, shit.
21.
Wow.
I can't do math. 21.
Lazarus?
Also a 14.
So, Prince?
Yeah.
Now that you know, everything's calmed down, and you're getting a good look at this guy, and he's introduced himself, you recognize who this is. Not by, like, oh, I've met him before. You've heard a lot about a bard who travels the land of not only Wildmount, but Tal'Dorei as well. He is known through almost any tavern that you could go to. It's a man who plays wonderful music, and is known to be probably one of the best bards out there.
The guy that beats people up at that campsite. Yeah, I remember him.
Lazarus, you remember, you've met him before. He's been at the tavern, and like you've seen him play, but it wasn't like you chatted and were friends. It was just you saw him play at a tavern before. Kaylin, same type of deal. You've heard him play.
Shit.
In a lull in the conversation, suddenly Prince just goes, "Oh," just no explanation.
He looks over and gets a little smile. Yeah, kid. Yeah. Pleasure to meet you all too. Takes
I'm
another
sorry,
big
who are
drink.
Why do they know you?
I'm.
Actually, kind of famous.
Famous.
I dislike
Well.
that word, but
Oh, so now I'm only
Yes.
going to use it more.
I'm sorry. Do you prefer popular, well-known,
he looks at Cash.
infamous?
Infamous.
Maybe not these people.
Oh no, we're so much worse than whatever you imagined.
We're just tired.
Yeah.
This is us behaving.
Yeah. Speaking of you all behaving,
Oh,
I hear things as I go around. People talk. You, as he points to Trouble,
uh-oh.
you ain't who you used to be, are you?
I don't think anyone is, but quite literally no.
Care to tell me how that happened?
No.
Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Druid.
All right, with my +6 wisdom, that's 25.
25.
Prince
All right.
fist bumps trouble.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All bump.
Yep.
It takes Trouble a
Uh,
second to figure out what you want.
Math. What's 25 minus 8?
Yeah.
17.
You fail.
Oh,
I suggest
Oh.
you tell me what happened.
Oh, can I interpret that as I will?
Go for it.
Oh, good time. Okay. Well, if you really must know, I was in the forest hiding from all the demons of my past, and talking to some birds and some elk and some friends, and some creatures that are quite terrifying in all honesty. But we became good friends. I learned how to speak to them, and then all of a sudden, I was standing in front of this cat person who I've never seen before. It was wild. It was so fascinating. I was really intrigued, but I couldn't speak for myself, mind you, because as you would do. And then so we started to hang around. I followed her because, quite frankly, I didn't even know where I was. I had never seen a map before, so I was really unsure where the hell I was, what was going on. But I had made a new friend, and I had never had one of those before. Well, I had, but it had been a while, and I hadn't really seen him often. So it's what it is. He was the first one to really talk to me. My name was Friend, and then it became Trouble. And then, well, it was something else before that, and then it became Friend, and then it became Trouble. And then, so we traveled around with Prince for a while, and then we met these fools at a bar. It was fascinating. There was a little fight ring. I bet on everybody and won every time. It was fabulous because I pitted them against each other, and it was very clear who was going to win, and they did. And then we got hired for some job that I didn't fully understand. I don't think we were supposed to be there, but we just kind of followed in, and then they said, okay, sure, you can come too. So we went on this little job, and it was kind of fun. We went into the forest. I turned her into an elk, impaled a man on my horns, and then we came through. We went into some weird winery, but it wasn't even open, and I had never tried wine before, so that was quite fun. And so I wanted to burn the roof down, but then they said no. So I crashed through the roof as a giant lizard, and then we found all of these things. We found the thing we were supposed to be looking for. I died, and then somehow a terrifying smoke monster showed up. Prince made a deal with it, although she didn't realize she made a deal with it. I came back, but I was no longer a bird. How do you even do that? All of a sudden, I've got stubby little fingers, my beak is gone, but I can speak again. And I've never been able to speak before in my life. I've been using the voice of others. And there are a few phrases I think I can still do. I think my favorite is ne'er do wells. That was super fun, by the way. And I will hold on to that forever. And then we went back and we were like, ooh, maybe we don't show the not bird anymore to people. And then they were like, oh, but maybe we should show the bird to people. And then, so we showed the bird to people and it was fine. But then we fought a man who I don't know where he came from. He was disgustingly strong. But he wouldn't really fall to any of our things. He hit people to find out information. It didn't work very well because he wasn't very good at it. And then we started traveling again. I don't know why. Escorting this prisoner somewhere else. And now we're here talking to you, a person I also don't know.
Would you like to make a wisdom saving throw?
I feel like I should. Number one, someone better fucking clip that. Because my God.
That was the Luis of
That-
Ant-Man right there.
That was
Number
the
two.
best.
Inspiration.
100%.
I already have it.
100%. That is the
Jesus.
best recap I've ever seen in my life. Just send her the hat. Just send her the hat at this point.
Yeah.
Fuck giving
Recap
inspiration. You
with
take the cap.
velocity.
Right. Oh my God.
You have perma inspiration.
It was a recap without most of the important details.
Good thing was, how much of the important details did you consciously leave out?
I think I told the truth as far as Trouble knows it.
All right.
I feel like it's not really important to Trouble how she came back.
Oh, why my
Like,
camera's being
there was a
shit.
smoke monster. That was far more important than what the item was. And I don't think she's still fully sure what it is, despite
Sure.
people having told her. I think she told the truth.
Well,
as
none of
far
you are
as she
really
knows
sure
it.
what it was, other than like a
Yeah.
dragon egg type
I
looking
think
thing.
I told the truth as far as Trouble knows it,
Got it.
or as far as Trouble understands it. moment.
He listens intently throughout all of it. Here and there, he glances at others as you're telling the story. Looks deeper into some of them. Cap. You would probably notice more than anyone else. As he looks at you, there's like a little tickle in the brain area.
That feels not quite familiar.
But he listens Well, this item that you all found that brought you back, this dragon egg, would you mind
Wait.
describing it to me?
Alleged.
I won't. No.
Fair enough. Sato walks forward. Well, you see, it started to glow
No,
and it
shut
got
up!
really hot.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
damn place out. Lies of omission don't count.
Here's the deal.
Why do you want
We-
to know?
He looks at Cash. Kid, a lot of things I've done throughout my life that have caused me to have to move around. It wasn't a life that your mom wanted for you. It wasn't a life that she wanted for herself. And it turns out that all my jumping around was apparently for nothing. You all have stumbled into something. I don't know why my camera is fucking blurry as
Focus.
shit. Oh, what the fuck? Anyway, you kids have.
Try turn your video off and turn it back on.
Yeah, I can try that.
Might refocus it.
You kids have stepped into something that I'm not sure you're fully ready for. But we're in it now.
We?
Where?
We just get conscripted.
No, we can walk away at any time.
It's true.
Well,
like,
they
we haven't even
can.
gotten Hubbard. We don't even have the prisoner yet. Like,
They certainly can. You little one. I'm sorry.
Then I will repeat for the final time. Who are you? You gave us your name. They know you're a bard. But who are you? And why are you here?
I'm here because I wanted to visit my boy. I didn't expect to run into this. But Cash, I told you already, and you haven't forgotten, as apparently you're a little more resistant than you used to be. Long time ago, me and some friends buried something. That something was apparently dug up and was being delivered to Rexentrum. In the middle of that happening, other people wanted to get a hold of it. Shitstorm later, that item resurrected you. Now, that item is still inside you. And while it is, you and anyone around you is not safe. People are gonna come looking for it.
For what? Exactly.
For the egg.
I imagine they're gonna come looking for trouble.
I'm
Fair
not
enough.
a bird anymore. I can't just like lay an egg.
Nah, kid, you got something inside you now. Something that other people are gonna want.
Oh, I had that before. It's called humor.
Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, talent.
I think you'll be safe enough as long as you keep your heads down. I'm gonna do what I can to see if I can gather some help. Maybe we can get that thing removed and put back where it belongs. Can't make no promises.
To remove it.
Yeah.
If it brought me back to life, what would removing it do?
That I don't know. And when the time comes, that's a decision you'll have to make.
And if you were visiting your boy, why come in the middle of the night? Like, that's very weird. It's very weird. Like, just come see your boy. It's very weird.
I
Does
mean,
his
we saw
barb-
the reception that he got. It kind of makes sense, honestly.
Number one,
Then
that.
don't come.
True.
Yeah. And that's easier said
Call
than done.
first.
I've stayed away from my son because of this object. I'm one of the ones that hid it. And there are a lot of people out there that like to know where it is. So they'd come looking for me to try and find it. So I could never be in one place for too long. Cash, I realize I could have told you all this before, but I didn't want you to be a part of it.
That worked out.
Well, that dog didn't hunt.
No. I'm not saying I made good choices. I'm just saying I made the choices I did with the options I had. In my way, I did what I could to protect you. Unfortunately, it's come and bit me in the ass. And for
You've
that,
done
I'm
a bit
sorry.
more than that.
Okay, so what's so special about this egg? Aren't there like a million of them out there?
No.
Why this one?
Of those, there are only a few. Listen, I realize you all probably got a couple of questions about it, but honestly, the less you know, the safer you're going to be.
That's hilarious. It's
Yes.
in me. Tell me about it.
Does never work out. Never been the case.
He looks over
It's
at
cute
Cash.
that you think that'll be more helpful.
He looks over at Cash, giving you a look of, what do you want him to do?
Well, first, I want the names of the taverns that you referenced earlier.
He reaches into a little pouch, pulls out a folded piece of paper, and holds it out to you.
Takes it.
You see a list of 3 bars, whose names I don't currently have because I gotta pull the thing up to see it again.
That's fine. You can message me later.
Mm-hmm. I'll leave it up to you, kid. I've kept you out of this as long as I could. It's up to you now if you want to be in it. But I'll warn every single one of you.
Don't think it is.
If I tell you all any more, you're in this. And there ain't no backing out. I've buried friends because of this. And I lost many others. I can leave right now, see what I can do to solve this situation. Or I can tell you. But that's something you all must decide as a group. He stands up. I give you a minute. And he kind of just goes over by the cart. Where Grump is still sitting, he takes a drink and holds it out to Grump. And Grump, looking confused, but nods. Takes a drink. And John just kind of hangs out over there with the horses.
I think we need to know what's going on. We're already deep in this. I think it's better to know what we're facing than blindly walk around without the knowledge that might save us.
I would like to keep my friends safe. However I can. Sort of. I can't go deeper right now. Sorry.
I would like to keep my friend. General rule in any military operation: get all the intelligence first.
Mhm.
Your father's a dick. And I'm sorry about that. Not what fathers should be. But I feel like this is information we need. And if you do not wish to be a part of it, I fully understand, but I am not allowing that man to leave without knowing.
Well, that's up to y'all, because there's one other thing he lost that he didn't mention. And then Cash is going to stand up and go back to his tent, go back to bed. He can look
Honestly,
over
it's up
at
to you, Trouble.
over at his paw while he walks over with a bit of a heavy glare before he disappears behind the tent flap.
Cash had a brother named Sue.
Ah.
No, he's just the man that made me blue.
Ayo.
Oh my god. Been waiting the whole campaign for that one, huh?
Oh boy.
Cash is like,
Yeah.
last night I had the strangest dream.
Now we all know where his backstory came from. I love it.
How many hours is it until dawn?
Probably 5-ish.
Prince grabs her tail and pets it because she's nervous now.
John walks over. Take it the talk went well.
Never goes well.
Trust me. If no one got punched, it went well. At least that's how it worked for
Trust
me.
you.
I mean, you got punched.
No,
a
that was
lot.
before the talk. That's different.
I mean, you self-proclaimed weren't around, so how would you know if it went well?
Oh, jeez. Trouble.
I deserve that.
I'm sorry, was that too mean? I'm still learning this whole language thing and how
Maybe
to
a
interact
little,
with other
but I definitely
individuals.
deserved it.
Well, to be fair, you know information about the thing that is literally inside of me, and you were going to leave and pretend that I was ignorant and that I wouldn't be a part of it anyway. And you think that these folks who have already proven that they will use this item to bring me back, a person they had known less than a day, most of them, you think that they're not already involved? You think we're not going to see this to the end already?
That all you all
You still do
feel?
not understand people.
I'm not leaving Trouble's side for anything.
Right. Lazarus, Kaylin.
If
Oh,
we
is that a
didn't
question?
care about Trouble. Yes. If we didn't care about trouble, I highly doubt you would still be traveling with them. So that was a mess. All of it.
He takes another drink from the cup and he looks in it. He kind of throws it, but before it even goes like a foot from him, it disappears. All right. Some years ago, some friends of mine and I dealt with a threat to the world. Couldn't find a way to kill it, so instead we ripped its power from it. Split it in 5 pieces. The only thing powerful enough that we could find to put that power inside were some dragon eggs, given to us freely by each of the color of the metallic dragons. So, to answer your question of how many there are 5. I don't know where the others are hidden. We each took one, and we hid them. We never told any of us where we hid our own. That way, if one of us gets captured, or if one of ours gets found, all the others will at least be somewhat safe. The thing we fought wasn't from this world. It was from a different plane of existence, somewhere deep in the abyss. Things that'll be coming after you guys. They used to be people. Now they're corrupted. I don't really know how to explain it. I can't even read their minds. It shouldn't be too much for you to handle. At least for a while. But if they find out that it's not on your person and instead in your person, then they'll send a little harsher things after you to capture you. I doubt they tried to kill you for fear of what it could do to the item inside you. So, with that being said, I will go and, as I said before, try and find a way to get it out of you. Till then, try and keep a low profile. Stay amongst your friends. And you all do your best to make sure no one gets her. I'll try and be back as quickly as possible. I'll be able to find you. Is there any other questions?
What did this being look like that you fought?
That I'm not gonna answer. I still have nightmares about it. Even trying to picture it. I can't think of that.
Was it humanoid?
Not even the slightest.
Okay. That is all I needed to know.
Did it have any noticeable weaknesses? You said you did beat it, in fact.
We succeeded against it. We didn't beat it. Like I said, we split its power from it. We buried the husk of the body. And then we buried its power in pieces. And even to do all of that, one of my best friends had to sacrifice his life to do it. If you get captured, if they're able to find these other pieces and bring that thing back, it means my friend died for nothing. And there is nothing in this world that I would hate more. And I'll do anything to stop it. Now then, and he stands up. I got some uncomfortable conversations to have.
Seems like it.
He takes the cloak. He takes out a small stone and tosses it over to you, Treble. You recognize this type of stone. It's very similar to what Prince had to contact their mother. Emergencies only. You
I
understand?
will not be using it. I will
Let's
not
hope
be
not.
using it. And quite frankly, if you had one of these, then you had a chance to be a better father. And there's one thing I will not abide by. Parents who leave their children. And this is like one of the very few moments I think the rest of the group has seen Trouble with like a genuinely serious look in her face. There's no mischief there. Just truth.
Kid, you don't know how right you are. He turns, puts the cloak on, and within a few steps, disappears.
Prince walks over to Trouble and kneels down in front of her and just pulls her in for a hug.
Well, that was shit.
I wonder if Cash is still awake, or if I should talk to him in the morning.
Speaking of that, Cash, taking a look at that note that he gave you,
Mm-hmm.
and opening it all the way rather than just looking at where the note's there. You see something falls out of it. And it is a a blue flower that you recognize that your mother tends to always have. She always wears one. With that, the rest of the party goes to sleep. The next watch goes by without too much issue. The next morning, you all wake up.
Roll
Yes,
for family trauma.
It is a blue flower with red thorns. Gives poison resistance, by the way, against arrows.
You're welcome.
And can only be found by donkeys. Anyway,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
you all wake up in the morning, pack up camp. Grump looks over to you, Cash, as you're putting some stuff in your pack. Looks up at you. And he just nods, and just gives a grunt of kind of like, I understand. Like, I feel you. That kind of gesture, I guess.
Yeah.
Prince is sitting on a log with her tail in her mouth,
I would
ready
like
to go and
over-
looking very distressed.
I would like to go over to Cash at some point this morning, as we're getting ready. I know I'm probably the last person most people want to hear from, especially after something like that. But it should be your choice. If he shows up again or not, that is entirely up to you. And I want to hand him the sending stone his dad gave me. If you want to chuck this in a river, that is entirely your prerogative. Or not.
I'll think on it.
Sorry, Cash.
No, he's not.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. You got more out of him than I was expecting, but
It did, however, give us the greatest recap in D&D
it
history.
did. I will
Yeah.
never apologize for that. Holy fuck!
Just make me
I
do that
Holy shit.
every, like, fucking...
Every 5 to 6
6 episodes.
episodes.
Yeah, just
I still
Wait.
don't know where you breathed.
I think she did.
Did they? Did they though?
I think you should just, like, wait until the end, hold on to that joke, and then right at the very end, make me do it again and see how much I remember.
You're that guy from Ant-Man.
Luis! Yep.
You're Louise.
Yeah, but she's not telling the story in fourth person.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's
No,
true.
it's more like, fucking Olaf from Frozen 2.
Oh, there we.
Yeah.
Yep.
And parents.
Both very accurate. I'm mad right now. I don't know where my goddamn thing is that I.
I
played
mean,
with.
I stand by. I went and got Chinese food today, and my fortune cookie said, "Listen closely to the clues; they will prove meaningful."
A lot of what he
like-
said will prove meaningful.
We didn't ask him who his friends were. Cash, who's your dad's never mind.
Oh,
Come on.
Fuck if I know.
Right. Sorry.
Kalen smacked Lazarus across the back of the head.
as you all start
Who's
walking,
your dad,
real quick, Prince. What'd you do with your sending stone?
He's holding it, waiting. Tensely.
Can we name that stone Yorick?
Prince.
Hi.
I do think right about now is a good time to explain to me what you've been doing.
Trouble, you want to cover it again?
You notice very quickly
She's like, Trouble, come
that
here. I know we got
mother's
3 minutes.
mother's voice is very calm.
Oh dear. Oh shit.
Mhm. Is Mama there? Maybe Mama wants to hear this too.
Oh, I'm here, honey.
Okay. All right. So we joined in with some friends, and we needed some money, so we took a job. And the job was supposed to be super easy. Trouble ended up getting hurt, like really bad. And I don't fully understand what happened, but Trouble came back. But Trouble's not herself anymore. I mean, she's still Trouble.
Mama.
She looks like a halfling now.
Mama, excuse me. Did you say Trouble came back? Because you said Trouble got hurt. Did you mean...
She got better.
You got that, huh?
She got better.
You turned me into a newt. I got better.
I got better.
Trouble got better. She's just got different species
No.
now. And she can talk. So
This is spelled polymorph, right? It was sort of like that.
It was wild
she can talk
shape. I
now,
turned into
so
a
it's
newt.
good.
Yeah.
How did you...
She got Rosetta Stone. He
You,
found a
you can
stone.
hear the strain in Mother's voice, and you're assuming Mama is there going like, calm your shit. Like, reply
tail
calmly
is
here.
Hoofed out and just she's
she's
squeezing
just
it like
she's just squeezing and doing
I don't
very dirty things that are I'm not gonna show on camera anymore because I just realized how that looked. Anyway,
like a shake weight.
Mother goes, how exactly was Trouble hurt?
So someone stole a chest and we were asked to go retrieve it, and we did a really good job. You should have seen Trouble. Trouble was amazing. She turned into a giant lizard. It was awesome. But when our friend Sato went to pick up the chest, it kind of exploded.
You hear a like a high pitched just and you hear it's okay, it's all right, breathe, it's all right, everything's fine now.
But we have healers in our party, and so they we're okay. I'm okay.
Young lady, bringing back someone from the dead is very expensive. How exactly was that accomplished?
See, that's the part I still don't fully understand. There was an egg involved. That's all I know.
Well, all right. Next time, something of this magnitude is kept under wraps. Well, we'll see what happens then.
To be fair, this happened like 2 days ago, so it wasn't really.
What? And then you just hear a high pitch, what? And then it just, like, the time runs out just then.
Well, you're good for another 24 hours.
You get like a small ping in your mind,
Oh,
and
no.
you hear a familiar voice of your uncle. Kid, I don't know what you did, but Mother is freaking out. Way to go. Hope you're
Do I
safe.
recognize this?
Yeah, it's your uncle. Using a sending spell.
Uncle Phil?
No, the other one.
Mother might need some of your special tea today.
Already on it.
Prince's ears are drooping.
The day continues. Why don't everybody roll perception checks for me?
I'm rolling with disadvantage.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's a nat one.
There it is.
And it's 2.
You said perception?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I got a 12.
Okay. Sick. Okay. All right.
Um,
Cash?
8.
You good?
Ash,
I
Well,
got
I
an
rolled well when it counted. Natural 1.
Oh,
Oh no.
How do I roll
Shadow.
like
He
shit
is,
and still get the
distracted this
highest
morning.
perception?
Because Cash and I are both having parent issues right now, and we're rolling
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, I still beat Prince with a 5.
It's a
Ooh.
one.
What about Sato? What did he
Ooh.
roll?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Come on, Sato.
Natural fucking 20, baby.
Woohoo!
Someone's paying attention, right?
Someone
He's
needs
paying
to be
no
on
attention
it.
to our bullshit. He is solidly paying attention to the road.
Yep. He's like, hey, my friend, I was told my friends are in danger. I must protect.
Yeah.
He's keeping his eyes out very well. In so doing, he is able to see. He does his usual thing where he kind of goes off, and sneaks around. None of you notice because he's a fucking ninja. And he comes back from a scouting, I guess would be called, and says, "People ahead. Looks like they set up
Come from?
some sort of roadblock."
Is it like a bunch of bandits trying to take all of our stuff?
Possibly.
Wonderful.
Or is it perhaps somebody else's parent? Because that's equally as traumatizing.
Aylin, yours? Could be mine. I
No.
think they're in Charleston. I think they're back
What?
home, but
Or is that
Well-
Kaylin just draws her sword and sighs.
My mom's quite a ways away. I'd be surprised if she was here. Group hydrate.
where are we? We're on the way to Nagvro. There's not even.
Kaylin just glances at Lazarus when he asks us if it's her mom, and she just kind of turns and walks down the road.
So subject. Yeah. Grump, Thorn, is there a off the road trail we could use to get around?
Sure.
All right.
Although we have a cart.
No.
Well, do you two want to take the cart up to the barricade and we take the trail around, and when they start harassing you, we just wipe the floor with them?
He looks at Grump. All right. Why not? This'll be interesting.
That cool with everybody else? Like, I don't want to be making plans.
I mean, I don't see much other choice unless Cash wants to levitate the entire, carriage.
Hold, please. I might have a thing. I just have to consult the grass, I guess, while I figure out if I have a spell that helps us.
Watching the clouds.
Consult the grass. Hey
guys,
I got an idea.
Episode title. Thank you.
Just like Prince's uncle,
I'm so sorry.
consulting the grass.
I am not high enough level to have the spell that I want yet, so I can't actually help us,
Wah, wah,
unfortunately.
wah.
The cart's too big for me to levitate.
All right, well, guess we're going to go forward and possibly kill some guys.
All right. Why don't
What-
you
can we-
all?
Out of curiosity, can we try talking to them first?
I mean,
What it sounds-
absolutely.
Ash, you want to tell them about your Lord and Savior Moradin?
Might tell them about something.
God damn it!
It worked last time.
It did. I will take cover myself. As Sato
Shall we-
heads back off into the trees.
No one's surprised.
Agent man.
Are we attempting to stealth around?
He's just taking a stealth.
I
You
mean,
guys, you guys
You
can
can
do.
certainly try a stealth. Cash ain't.
Yeah.
Let's
Sato.
Balin will attempt to stealth.
Sato
stealth.
disappears.
see.
Of course he does.
Just gonna put it that way.
Stealth with a
Thanks, Maggie.
dirty 20.
Hey, hey,
Nice.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
You get-
18.
Nice.
It's
I
not-
had an 18 and a 17, so I had disadvantage, but I have a plus
Mm.
1, so 18.
All right, all right. Are you going the opposite side of Sato or the same side as Sato?
Yes, opposite side.
Prince,
Not
where are you
good.
going?
I'll follow Sato.
Everybody else? Cash, you're
Thanks,
sticking with the
Lady
cart.
Maggie.
I got a
Yep.
24, so I'm with Kalen.
Okay. And
I'm
Trouble.
riding it. I'm going to be riding the cart.
Next to Thorn?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We got a party of 8. We split the party.
And I rolled for shits and giggles. Cash got a 5 on stealth. He ain't trying.
It's the plate
Yeah.
armor.
Even if he wanted to try, let's be honest. God dang it. Click.
He's blue and covered in gold. He ain't blending with shit.
The sun is
He's
up.
the
You are glowing.
He's the distraction for the rest of us to disappear.
All right. So
Blind him with your armor.
you all head that way. Do. And here's the map.
Oh, it's the map. It's the map. It's the map.
You all can see where you guys are. Yes.
Yep.
Think so?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Now it's yes. Now is that clip or clop?
Oh, that's right. There's multiple. You guys had horses too. What are you doing with your horses? Just kind of like leaving them like on a trail behind the cart.
Probably tie the horses to the cart for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have way.
Unless we
He's
get
tied to the back
trouble
of
to
the
talk to
soldiers
them.
to follow.
it.
Trouble, you want to
I
talk
can
to the
talk to
horses?
them.
Tell them to hang back.
Yes, of course. Then I'll
Hey.
just turn and look at the horses and be like, okay, so, it would be beneficial if you would all just kind of chill out and hang back. There's some rough-looking fellows ahead, and we don't want you being harmed.
We appreciate the concern.
They'll do it.
Klopp is pulling right now.
Well, Clip will do it. Sorry,
Ah.
Clop. Here we go.
Clop's a warhorse.
Don't worry. I live for danger.
Oh shit!
Get
okay.
them close to me and I'll
Oh,
take care of them.
Clop.
Right.
I'll take care of every single one of them on my own.
Well, okay,
I'll tear
okay.
them.
Well, we are
Clop
trying
turns
to
into the
not
fucking
fight.
kung fu. Clop turns into the kung fu cow from Kung Pao.
I haven't seen that movie in
Yes.
so long. God dang it.
You're welcome
Well,
for
we
that
are
one.
No,
trying
he-
not
he-
to fight, so
he's
you know,
very sure of
maybe
himself.
don't right away.
Klopp is very sure of himself. You all
He's retired
pull
from
up
Warhorse.
about that close, and that's where Thorn kind of pulls back. Who's saying what? Who's you want to try talking? Here we go. You see in front of
shit,
you
it's me.
4 men.
It would be you.
One of which is quite a bit larger than the others, like a good foot taller. And looks more well equipped is the word that I would use.
Can I just really quickly whisper to Cash? Are you Are you good with people? They don't seem to like me much. Just people in general.
Depends on the day.
How about today?
How you feeling today?
We'll find out.
Fantastic. Floor is yours.
This larger man, with a scimitar, strapped to his hip, kind of steps forward to you, Cash.
Howdy. Y'all need help moving that tree?
Oh, we can handle it just fine. However, if you wish to cross, it will cost.
Interesting. And what may I presume you're charging?
50 gold.
$50 gold?
Yeah,
In this
okay.
economy?
Well, if that's it, let's just pay it and leave.
What can I say?
Everybody lives.
With the war going on and everything, prices go up. Maybe just a bit there, Morgan. So what do you say?
Did we decide on a code word? Is it still
Fuck.
ne'er-do-wells?
uh,
I guess I'm asking Kaylin because me and Kaylin are sort of to the. Is it still ne'er-do-wells?
Lazarus, is that where you moved to?
Yes.
Up to that tree there?
It's a tree, yes.
Mm-hmm. When you get right there, roll perception for me.
Come on. 17.
17? Not quite. You get up to that tree and you kind of like take a look around it to get a good view. And as you do, you feel a sharp blade against your throat.
Ew.
And you hear with a thick accent, I would suggest not moving. Keep your hands where I can see them, against the tree. With that perception check, 17, I will say, you can smell on the blade that's against your neck poison. We don't have all day. Pay up, or we'll just take everything.
Well, would you mind awfully if maybe, the rest of your men come forward, or I could go to them, whichever, and maybe we just like talk this out, all discuss like men, just discuss like adults. And he'll slowly, kind of walk even with this dude.
While that's happening, when he puts the knife to my throat, I put my hands up to the tree, and I use my psychic whispers to tell Kaylin.
It's a short sword. Next.
Okay, yeah. But I use
Okay.
my psychic whispers, and I have 3 hours again.
Okay.
And I relay this information to her that I am holding. I am not making a move on
You're
him.
being held.
As being held.
Prince,
We'll
you're
make
sticking
a
with
move.
Sato, right?
Sorry, what?
You're sticking with Sato.
What was that?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
think I know what's
You're
going on yet.
you're up against this little cliff here at this point.
Oh, okay.
It's like about 10 feet ish high, and you're kind of
Oof.
like ducking below this, so you're not seen. Cash, as you kind of step up, like about to go with him / past him, he pulls out the scimitar, and much like Lazarus, puts it up to your blade, or puts it up to your neck. I don't think you're getting the situation here.
I think I am. And Cass will cast Shatter.
All right, let's go. You did get a full rest after the fight with your dad, by the way. just to clarify that
I was
for you
gonna
real quick.
ask.
As you do that attack, we're gonna roll some initiative, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Which one am I going to use?
Look at
Which
the
one?
chat.
What?
Look at the chat.
Group of minions.
No.
Why, thank you, Tinny. I'd be happy to provide such a kind and generous offer.
Level 3.
Honestly, thank you. Genuinely,
Hey, Morgan.
Level 3.
You know what? It's the top of the round here. We're just gonna pop them in. 3 more. Step out of these woods here.
Hmm.
Cash is about to get some shit out of his system. All right. Speaking of Cash, what'd you get?
19.
19. Prince.
Dirty 20.
Sato. Ooh, 7. It's alright. Kaylin.
10.
Lazarus.
14.
Captain.
I think at Kalen. Well, it's been an honor serving with you.
Don't you dare, old man.
Which part?
Die.
Again? Boring.
Trouble? What you got? Are you there, buddy?
Oh?
Trouble.
19.
Sorry.
1 9.
Sorry. Couldn't hear.
19.
I'm sorry.
What did Klopp roll?
He's
I guess
not
a
on
couple
there.
of Jax is better than Cash's.
He needs
He's
to
ready
be
to
on
fuck
there.
I'm ready to
He's
fuck
ready.
some shit up.
Yeah, a lot of doubles going on here. But so first up, Prince, what's your dex?
I got a 20.
What's your dex though?
Oh,
Because
sorry, I thought you were asking about the 2 19s. Plus 4, 19.
okay. So you'll actually go first.
Yeah.
All right. Dex, yeah. You'll go first. So you well, we'll do Cash's shatter here. Where are you shattering?
All up in this dude's face.
All right. So it's a con save.
Shatters.
Not gonna matter. Natural 1.
Woo!
It like spun like that too. It was funny.
That's 17 thunder damage.
17. Shit. Ow. You hear him let out a yell of pain as his ears start bleeding. Prince, what you got?
Okay. thoughts. Lots of thoughts. No concrete things. I'm on a 10-foot cliff, right?
You're next to it. You were
Okay,
hiding behind
so
it. And
what
it's not
am I
really like a
able to
cliff. It's kind of
see?
like a gradual up.
Here. What am I
Um,
able to really see here?
From where you're seeing, you can see Cash and the big guy. You can also see this guy over here just coming out of the bushes.
Fair. Okay. I'm
Maybe
going
this
to
guy
move,
too.
I'm gonna move forward a little bit. Like maybe if I go here, or is there like these bushes in
Oh
front
yeah,
of
you
me?
you see everyone right there.
Okay. Well, do I have some cover from the bushes? Do they see me?
You're unsure.
Okay, fair. Whatever. I am going
Thunderstruck.
to
God.
aim for the guy by Cash and aim slightly to the left, and I'm going to use Snowlock Snowball Storm on him.
Oh, the big guy.
Yep. So he needs to make a dex save.
Why y'all gotta attack my big guys before I could do something fun with them?
That's the first one I saw. So
Because we
Well,
played
I
with you
know
and we
why.
know what
It's
the
good.
big guys can
It's
do.
good shit. It's good ideas. But God
It's like
damn it.
it's like
Um,
in prison. You find the biggest guy in the yard and you shank him.
dex save, unnatural 20.
well, fuck you. Okay. So you're gonna take half of 11 plus 4, so half of 15 cold damage.
So-
Down, 7.
Wait,
Up, 8.
Gotcha.
yeah, cold damage. Just double checking. All right,
He's-
Uh,
yeah, okay.
that will be my turn.
All right. Next up, the assassin. He puts the blade up tighter. Let's you and me just kind of sit this one out. What do you think?
I think we could hold our actions for the moment, yeah.
Good. That's their turn. Trouble.
Great, I love it. You see those two that are standing actually on the path?
Mm-hmm.
Directly between them, I would like to place a moonbeam.
Yeah, bring it back.
Where's circle?
It's a 5-foot diameter, and there's two folks in a diagonal on the path. Not diameter, radius.
There's 3.
And there's. Would 3
1,
get it in
2,
a
3.
10-foot radius? Or 5
Yeah,
foot
five
radius?
if
foot
you
radius,
get right
10
in the
foot
middle.
diameter.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
put
Fuck
it right in the
yeah,
center of them like
let's go.
that. You get all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Con saves from all of them.
Hey guy, watch
Um,
this.
Left.
Somewhere in the Fey realm, a cleric and a druid are very happy with you.
Where's
pretty cool.
my
Check this out. Ready?
stat
Watch
block
it,
for
watch
these fuckers? Right there. Con save, you said? 13.
13 fails.
Bottom one. 16, 17.
Those two succeed.
That's just one.
Um.
It was 16 plus 1.
Oh, well,
And the other one, 14.
then they succeed. 15 is the DC, so they succeed.
Ah. 2 succeed,
But
1
they only
fail.
take half
The guy in the left
damage.
fails.
They take half damage on a success, so
Mhm.
still getting fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So that, oh Jesus. So that is 14 points of
Ow!
Radiant.
Nice.
yeah, radiant damage.
We're so happy. We love that spell.
The 2 remaining ones are really fucked up. The other, the one on the left, straight up gets like half his body incinerated.
Bobby, did you see that? That's pretty cool, huh?
Um,
They were your friends?
and then I would like to call out and just be like, so, we could do this over 50 gold, and I could incinerate all of you, or you could take 10, and we could be done.
That sounds good, right?
Roll a persuasion check.
my charisma. Oh, that's just a natural 15, and I add jack shit.
Okay. That's your turn.
Yes, it is.
Cash, you are up. Make an insight check.
That is not. 18.
18. Looking at the large man, after he's taken a couple of hits from you and Prince, and just watching what happened through all of that, he's looking quite nervous.
So you gonna take that offer, or do I have to finish this?
Fine. With that, he'll use his reaction. Drop it! All of the bandits down here drop their weapons. And he looks over towards Trouble. Are you gonna drop your spell?
If they all drop their weapons and are disengaging, I will drop this.
All those that you can see right now are dropping their weapons. Yes.
I will drop this spell.
Well, okay.
That Cash, are you like holding an action? If he tries to do something, you'll attack, or
Cash is absolutely holding something. If he twitches wrong, he's getting extra toasty, extra zappy.
you got it?
Cash will hold a second level Thunder Wave.
Oh shit. Those first three bandits, they drop their weapons. The two that are like really fucked up kind of like collapse to the side a little bit. The other two here just kind of like run up to them and start like doing some first aid shit. God damn it! What the fuck? What do we do? Lazarus, you're up.
I don't know if this would count as an action, because I can target two people with my psychic whispers. So when I informed Kaylin, can I also have informed Trouble, or can I do that now? Would that cost an action?
I'll let you do it now. No action.
Okay, so basically, yeah, I've informed Trouble telepathically, sent that hidden assassin back here. Now, can I attempt to disengage? I'm like, this is a very precarious situation, so it's not just a standard disengage.
Yeah. I'll allow it.
So I've just disengaged and moved out of. He no longer has it there, or do you want me to roll something for it?
He no longer has his blade. You kind of like take a step away, and he doesn't cut your throat. He still has the sword like up in a threatening kind of manner, but he allows you to step away.
Okay. Then I will also hold my action.
For
so like basically, what will I do if I'm going to use it later? Okay. Guess if it goes back into combat, then I'm gonna I'm gonna attack this guy.
Okay, fair enough. Other bandit, same thing, drops his stuff. The captain sees that you drop the spell, drops his blade. 10 gold then, and you're free to go.
I would say more 10 gold and you get to live, but here you go. Cash away.
Takes it. He does like a whistle, and all but the two really hurt guys move the log to the side, clearing the way. As they're doing that, Kaylin, are you doing anything?
Laz is still being held at sword point, correct?
Mm-hmm. You did watch.
Okay.
You did watch the person like let him go. And
I'm
it's
sure
not
you
like
know
the
that-
sword is like up against him. It's like over here. And you can
But he's
see
still
that
like
the person
after,
is like
after the whistle, he's still holding the sword up though.
he's you can see now that you got a good view on him. He's got two blades, one up, and he's like keeps looking over at the captain.
All right. So
Here's the
I
command to
understand.
move the log.
I understand waiting for orders. It's okay. We'll wait here.
They sheath both their blades. Useless brats.
Kaylin will also hold her action, but she will hold it if the guy who's threatening Lazarus tries to make a move at him. Like if he
Cool.
steps in his direction, swings his sword, anything towards Lazarus, she will use her action.
All right. Sato stays. Well, he's gonna get a little closer here, and then stays right there, holding his action. But with that, they move the log out of the way with some effort because that thing is quite heavy. As they're doing this, the guy over by Lazarus sheaths his blades, turns, starts walking away. Anyone or either of you two that can see him doing anything?
Nice meeting you. Have a good day.
Fuck off. As he says that, he kind of disappears.
That was the plan.
Lazarus just hears Lazarus in
What?
his head. Shut
Worked
the
fine.
fuck up.
You hear, I mean, I thought it was funny.
You shut the fuck up too.
Lazarus?
Yeah,
Are you in my head?
if you allow me to remain, yes.
I thought I was just hearing voices again.
You wouldn't be.
The captain takes the 10 gold, steps away, and they all kind of step to the side and let you all continue passing through.
As they pass, I want to. I don't know if you're the musically inclined sort. We might want to listen to the words of a bard. I believe it was William the Smith. Don't start nothing. Won't be nothing.
Take inspiration, sir. That was good. That was good. Golf clap.
At least one of the bandits is like, you know what? You know what?
That's some like good words of wisdom right there. You know, we should probably stick with that. Cause that was some shit. We lost a guy. I'm pretty sure like
And Cash
Jerry
will
over there
follow
has
his
like
own
3
action.
toes missing. Like, goddamn.
And as he says that, Cash will let go of his held spell, and the lightning in his hand will dissipate.
You all continue down the path, with now open road in front of you.
Well, that was anticlimactic, but good job, Trouble. Holy cow.
Yeah, no
Sorry.
kidding,
That
kid.
was cool.
I didn't.
That was
I'm
good
sorry,
shit.
Cash, did you want to? Did you want to hit them? Should I let you hit them? I'm so sorry.
I'd have loved to seen it.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I'm sorry. We can go back and hurt them. That's okay. If you need it, let's do it.
I'll just save it for the next ones. I'm sure there'll be more.
As you're saying
Okay.
this, Grump looks over,
Sorry.
just confused at you, Trouble.
Did I say something bad?
Adventurers. And he just keeps walking.
I mean,
Kalen's gonna walk
fair.
silently up behind Lazarus and again smack him up the back of the head and just be like, "Can you stop antagonizing the people that we are trying to disengage with?"
I told him it was nice to
Swear.
meet him. I told him it was nice to meet him.
It
I
was
agree.
your
He was
tone.
nothing but polite.
It was his tone. You stay out of this.
Sure.
You
It
Sure.
was nice to meet him.
fix your tone.
Nifty
was
thing.
pretty
Hold on.
stealthy.
Nifty thing. With you connected with Kalen and Trouble, is it like a multiple way
No.
call? Okay.
It's not. It's yeah.
I was
it's
like,
a,
can
I-
Trouble hear Liam now too? Like,
Yeah. Trouble can kick me. Any of them can kick me out at any time. I have 3 hours if we're just like walking and chilling.
No, Kalen's gonna stay linked with him just in case they need to do it again,
Mm.
and also she can
Um,
feel Liam being like, "I want to talk. I want to talk."
It's- it's not too terribly longer in the day when you start noticing quite a storm, a brewing. Cash, you're feeling kind of invigorated with it because it's a storm, and this is your happy.
Yep.
But you hear that coming on. You can see the clouds very clearly. Thorn kind of looks over. We pushing through?
What are we near?
Yeah, we got another couple hours before we get to our spot.
Is that storm gonna hit in the next couple hours?
Oh yeah, we're heading right for it.
I
Can I
don't
make a
know.
nature
I've
check
had
to see if I
experience
can
where
figure
carriages
out-
get caught in the weather and then carriages get, ruined. So maybe it's best to pull over. What do you guys
Can I
think?
make a nature check to see if I can figure out how long we have until the storm hits us?
Sure.
Druid.
That's a 21.
21. You got maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Oh dear.
Oh,
10 minutes if you keep on going. 15 if you stop now.
we do not have several hours. We have probably minutes.
Well, yeah, we should probably pull over, shouldn't we?
Best buckle down.
All right. Whoa. What happened to my Discord there?
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
I think it had a stroke.
Just share the screen again, and I'll click the thing. And then you can stop sharing. And it should, as long as I have it clicked there, it should be okay. Yeah, because the size that it makes everything while I have, like, watching the stream keeps it where we're good. Now I gotta change the names. Yoink.
Body swap episode.
Yoink.
Oh no. Who am I?
Um,
Wait, I'm not looking. Who am I?
We might have to do one of those episodes.
What did I turn
Um,
into?
No one at the moment. Now you're yourself.
You all go down. Well, it's Trouble and Prince. The two of you make nature checks here. See if you or nature or survival, up to you. To try and get to a good spot. That'll be safe enough.
One's a negative, so let's not use that. The edge would be 17.
Okay, Trouble.
Yeah, I only got a 15, so.
That's still pretty darn good. You're able to find kind of an area around some really thick trees that you're confident aren't gonna blow over. That you can park the cart near where it'll be a good windbreak. Cash helping out with where the wind is coming from, and you just knowing storms. You're able to help find a good spot as well. And the rain begins to pour hard. It is wet. It is cold. And it's probably one of the worst storms you guys have seen in a while.
Tabaxi looks miserable.
just waterlogged Tabaxi just.
Aw.
Why don't Lazarus and Kaylin, the two of you, make perception checks for me.
Storms always remind me of my dad. He said Cord was pissed off. Perception?
He does that often.
Perception is 15.
15? Okay.
18.
18. Just barely. But Kaylin, as the storm's going, and you're kind of just keeping an eye out, you know, hoping for the rain to end. There is, like, here and there, like, people do walk by. This is a kind of popular-ish road. Here and there, people walk by. There is even one time with a cart that struggles quite a bit through the mud, but does make it through. But while just kind of watching the edge of the woods after like an hour of the rain, you see... Why did it go away again? Jesus fuck. Alright, you might have to keep the stream going. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's going away like it didn't before, but whatever.
I will do my best. I will make no promises, though.
You're okay. Your best is all I can ask for. Can't word. Sorry. Anyway, at
Technical
the
difficulties night.
at the kind of edge of the woods, you see a set of yellow eyes.
It's still within the 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We still have
You
second.
probably got about an hour left.
How far away is it?
Probably 40, 50 feet.
Lazarus.
It's in here.
Come here, please.
In the
Sweet
time
to
it
know.
takes Lazarus to walk over to you, you see another set. And then another. And another. And
Do you
another.
see those
And
eyes
another.
in front of us at the edge of the woods?
Didn't originally, do I now?
Mm-hmm. Now that they're being pointed out to you.
Yeah. A dozen and a half.
Caitlin's got her cloak on, her hood's up, and underneath her cloak, she has reached over very slowly and has her hand on the hilt of her sword.
You hear, the both of you hear, I don't like the look of that.
Yeah.
I
No.
don't either.
I also tell Trouble about that. Where's Trouble at? Trouble's like
Not-
with the...
Not far.
Yeah.
Like, you're all within, like, a good 10, 15 feet of each other.
Oh fuck! Are you still in my head?
I'm like next to your head. It's like you're a building, and I'm like on the street, so you can kind of see me through the door. Yeah.
What on earth
Well-
is that? I'm coming. I've got questions, but I'm coming. I'll grab Prince and bring her over.
How far off the ground would you say these eyes are?
They vary. The shortest one being maybe 3 feet, and the tallest one being 5.
Where are we going? Do we need to get cash?
They're gold.
Grab him.
Mm-hmm.
Cash! Come here.
When I see the golden eyes, I would like to just kind of whisper to everybody. I don't know what the plan is. If they're shining like that, it may be animals. Should I try?
It's worth a shot.
Last time.
They're not- They're not red glowing eyes, so right now I'm okay with it.
Was it the owlbear that had? Was it the owlbear that had golden eyes?
Yeah,
There are multiple things going
but
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cash
Would
has-
would
yeah.
do they look familiar-ish, like they might be that, or?
Whoever wishes to can make a nature check.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I need to keep this die. 18.
9?
15.
12.
And Cash?
Oh, I didn't roll nature. I'm
Okay,
an objection.
that's fine. None of you recognize what these look like.
Oh, shit.
Prince, it's wolf-like ish. Maybe even dire wolf-like, but the range of size that they are and the way the eyes are like glowing, it's off.
Hello?
Yeah, maybe not a good idea.
Are you gonna try
well,
and speak
shit,
with them?
I started. Yep.
All right. You hear only travel. Well, Lazarus would too. Would you?
He's
Yeah,
still in my
sure.
head.
Why not? You can hear Liam. Why not?
Yeah.
Mightn't I bring my friends? Who are you?
The searchers.
The searchers.
It found you.
Ah, you see, that's a little difficult. I'm not at liberty to leave at the moment.
Unacceptable.
Well,
The
that's what most
largest
people have said.
one steps forward out of the woods, and you see this again wolf-like, but it's like a giant shadow cloud. As it steps forward, you also notice that all the puddles and everything that it's stepping in, it's not like going into the water. It's not stepping in the mud. Where it steps, you see no footprints.
And if I say no,
We will take you.
go willingly, get taken forcibly, be brought back to life against my will. I don't have much choice these days. I don't like that.
Asked to give you a choice. I was told to search, and when I find, return you.
And I was told to live. and live the way I choose. And that I shall do. And therefore, you may leave. You've found me. Congratulations, you win! Now go.
I want you to roll an intimidation check.
Ooh.
God, my charisma is 0, y'all. This is not.
Hey, it's better than a negative.
Forget your advantage.
You
Your
do
inspiration.
have
Yeah,
inspiration.
I do have advantage. I do have inspiration, and this is the fucking
I
time
feel like
for
I have
it.
2
'cause-
inspirations.
It's either really good or really bad. What'd you get?
So the first roll was a 2,
Okay.
and then I was reminded I have inspiration.
Huh?
No.
Second roll was a natural 20.
Yo. Yo. All right. So,
I pissed myself a little
as
bit
you
hearing
say
that.
this, behind the large one in the woods, you see the eyes close. Just disappear. Escape your fate. And you watch as his form just kind of sinks into the ground and dissipates, much like smoke.
And before I switch back to speaking the way others can hear, so I guess only Lazarus hears me mutter this, because I once again forgot he was in my head.
Fair.
I do not believe in fate. And then I turn back to everybody with just the biggest smile and like, they're gone. It's all good.
Sure is.
What the hell did you do? That was amazing.
I talked to them and asked them to leave, and they did.
You started so
Boy, I told them to fuck off and they fucked off. Look at that.
I mean, damn, I
You alright?
think Lazarus pissed himself a little.
It's the rain. I'm fine.
Are you having a stroke? Are you alright?
I'm good. Yep. I drop my. I'm like,
What?
I'm gonna need a minute, but I'll be fine. I'll talk to
Are
you
you-
later.
What's
you
wrong with
okay?
him?
No.
It's just the rain, right? It's just
See,
the rain.
not being okay is okay, because as long as you're okay, I'm okay.
I've never been okay.
Right? Yep. See, me neither. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're odd. I'm weird, but you're odd.
Right. This.
Is this in your heads or can
This.
everybody?
No. This is just. Yeah. I think we still have 2 hours. I'm like, if you want me to stick around, I will. But
You
I
have about
will
an
tell
hour.
you, I am slightly terrified.
Trouble's eyes just go super wide as I remember you were in my head.
No one else can hear this right now.
It's only a few more minutes before the rain lets up. The sun comes out. And you are able to return to the road. You had to sit here for a hot minute. Lost a bit of daylight with it. As the sun does start to drop, and Thorn suggests that they start keeping an eye out for the next camp area that should be coming up. It gets darker to sooner than he was hoping for because of the stopping. And you guys continue walking in darkness. There is some lamps that Grump likes on the sides of the cart itself. So you got like a little bulb of light around you all.
Yes,
You
I can do that.
who would be like at the back?
think Sato usually was at the back,
It's
wasn't he?
true. Yeah.
How far does the light reach in front of the cart?
Only like 10, 15 feet.
So Kaylin is going to be walking outside of that range, just by like a foot or
Yeah.
two, because she has 60 feet of dark vision. So
Kind
she's
of
going
just
to keep
sticking
an
in
eye
the dark.
out
Yeah, okay.
past, yep, in the
Um,
front.
Here and there, also, it's you kind of have to stop and get the cart out of another ditch or another mud spot. But between Cash and Sato and Grump, you guys are able to keep going, and it's still pretty good pace. Not too long after it gets dark, Sato. Everyone, time to move. You all turn and look, and there are many, many eyes behind you. Coming up very quickly.
Same gold.
Mm-hmm. And
See.
they
Yeah,
almost
probably.
seem like they're coming, and then one will like collapse over one and follow it, and it's like a wave heading towards you very quickly. I would like athletics checks from everyone.
Oh no. Okay.
Sato, oh god.
Oh,
Does Sato have advantage? He's a monk, sure.
can
Oh,
we
thank
give
God.
him
Natural 19. He's good. He's good. I didn't want to accidentally kill Sato here. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. I rolled a 2. Grump, natural 18. He's keeping up just fine. Natural 20 for Thorn.
Damn.
Uh,
They're used to this. They're used to
oh,
this shit.
I literally just rolled a 19, 18, 20, didn't I? Fuck yeah.
Nice.
All right. The penguin dice, Kalen. That it scared me. I'm not gonna lie. Lazarus, what do you got?
23, because I was also up front. 'Cause
Okay,
I can cast
Cash?
light, so I was.
18.
18. Trouble.
17.
Kalen.
18.
Damn.
Prince.
4.
Nope. Unacceptable.
You all just take off, and you are moving as quickly as you possibly can. There's like a point in time where it looks like the cart is about to get stuck in this rut. Running the way he is, because he's not riding a horse, Grump just runs up behind the carriage and just lifts it and continues running forward,
Damn.
carrying the cart up for like a good 10 feet, and then
Okay.
drops it and continues running, and you can just hear him breathing heavily, but an impressive feat of strength. You see Sato look over, and you know if they had a moment to do the Predator, arm lock, they totally would have done it. But they couldn't, because this is a life or death situation, and the running is for their fucking lives. It is 10 minutes into the run when Prince Clip gets to an area where he didn't see in front of him well enough, and there was a lower hanging branch that clips Prince hard enough that she falls off of her horse. As everyone runs, Prince, you look up from the mud, and you watch as this wave of darkness and glowing eyes comes barreling towards you. And in that moment of fear, let me ask you this. What would Prince feel at this moment as this is heading right at you?
Well, she'd be trying to scramble to her feet to use her feline agility, but feeling just probably just a driving urge to get back with the group, to get back to trouble.
As you stumble forward and look back for one moment and see that they are but 5 feet from you, you all see this almost javelin of light split into hundreds. And you all hear just an explosion behind Prince as the darkness is pushed back ever so slightly from this barrage of what looks like arrows of light. You hear another as another barrage hits this wave of darkness. You all start hearing the sounds of screeching, screaming coming from this darkness as Prince, you finally find your feet and you continue running forward. All of you running forward. Every once in a while, streaks of light just shooting past you. Cash, you see an arrow hit right past your face. Even though it was really, really close, you just feel like it was meant to be as close as it was and never hit you. Such an expert, beautifully done shot. As you hear a behind you as one of the creatures was coming straight at you. You continue running as quickly as you can, and eventually the darkness subsides. The screaming stops. You continue running forward, and you reach an area that looks much like where you spent the night before, a camp type area. Nestled to it is kind of not a cliff, but a larger hill that seems to have been cut out for carts and stuff to park next to. And you see standing on that cliff clad in this green and black armor. That's the green is like vines wrapping around it. And wearing these beautiful set of goggles that almost look like there's diamonds in them. They raise it up and you see a white furred tabaxi. Look down. Well, I'm glad I caught up with y'all. As she hops down the 10 feet and lands softly, walks up to Prince. What have you gotten into? And that's where we'll end it tonight.
No. Hi, Mother.
That went so well. That went
That was amazing.
Oh, Prince, you being the one to fall back on that? Fuck, that was cool. Oh.
Oh, you know what's worse? Well, it may be better, but you know what's worse? I rolled my die and got the 2, and I was like, well, damn it, maybe I should have rolled my other die, and I picked it up and rolled it for fun. It was also a fucking 2.
Oh no.
Meant to be.
The
dice
story
know.
needed
Today.
this. The dice knew where the story needed to go.
Yep.
Yeah, if we had a chance, I would be like, and Cass Burns is one use of levitate and drags her by her tail through the air.
like a
Oh,
balloon.
Yeah, no, Kaylin,
Like a cat balloon.
Kaylin was about to telekinetic movement her onto the
The
cart.
characters again.
Yeah. But
You're some kind of freaking like Zootopia Macy's Day Parade float.
Yep. That was fun.
But with more kicking and screaming.
A lot more.
Kissing and spit.
Hiss and spits.
Well,
Mother.
Damn, guys.
that went well.
We didn't.
Meg's
we
face
didn't have
when she realized who it was.
So this episode has parental issues, right?
I mean,
there it is. Either that or
Mother
have to
does
consult the grass.
Consulting the grass.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed. I enjoyed making you guys make all those faces. And the chats that we had. Tune in next week for some more bullfuckery. Also tune in Friday for the talk show. Other than that, have a great night and all that. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.